potential problems in that because kids are dirty.
They are.
Kids are dirty.
Windows
dirty.
break.
Windows will break.
Imagine maintenance on this thing.
How do you know? How does the car know what angle the girl is looking at the window through? Good question.
Good question.
Because
she's
sitting directly in front of the window, which she should be buckled in. She's not buckled in.
See, that's a problem.
This is a lion safari type ride in your
okay. it's like Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, this is the lion safari thing.
Now, let me ask you one question, Ellie. Just along with technology that we were talking about too, with the new cars and used cars, that would you buy the first model of that? The first car that had that?
Heck no! That's like buying the first iPhone.
Yeah, glitchy.
Or any iPhone.
Now, which is why I think that's the same way with cars. A new model of a car, I wouldn't buy the first year because they haven't tested out a lot of the mechanics. Especially like the new Camaro, the first year of that.
It's very true. The first year of any piece of technology always has a lot of bugs they need to work out.
And you know what? I'm actually going to mention something about this here. A lot of people are going to go, well, there's actually a warranty, so I won't have to worry about if it breaks. Well, think about this. You can buy a used car for a lot less from a used lot.
It still has.
And it still has a warranty. You can buy extended warranties on top of that. So, you know what? Even if your car does break then, go ahead, take it back.
See, on adding on top of that, people shouldn't expect their cars to break like that. You know what I mean?
It's true. You shouldn't.
From a warranty. The car company should work a little harder in not rushing the release of cars, the release of crappy cars.
Exactly.
And having people say, "Well, it has a warranty on it." You know.
I think car companies these days are doing a better job at taking their time.
Now.
Yeah, these days.
I would never buy a used car from long ago, the 90s. Me and Jordan were kind of struck with that a couple of years ago. That's all we bought, and each one of the vehicles that we bought from the 90s was garbage.
I mean, back in the day, Saturn, Hyundai, Kia, those are companies people would never touch. Yeah. But now, to tell you the truth, the chairman of Toyota says that Hyundai is an honorable contender. And in specific, the Hyundai Sonata.
Yes, comparable to the Camry. Everybody compares themselves to Toyota. Whether it would be quality, sales, anything. The Hyundai Sonata is nice. We'll get into that on the Hyundai episode. But that's a huge tip of the hat.
It is.
From Toyota.
I mean, it's great to be compared to Toyota because even with everything that was going on environmentally that affected Toyota, they've only fallen to number 2 to the Porsche. To Porsche.
Yes. All that's happened. Losing 75% of your revenue and still only be number 2. That means you're definitely doing something right. Only an act of God changed your sales numbers. But anyway, you know, speaking of all that stuff, what do you think, guys, is the coolest car from Toyota? This is does me now just. Whatever you think the coolest.
The MR2!
Wow.
Like Toyota named MR2. If it was under like a different name, I would say maybe the Soarer, the Lexus Soarer.
That is nice.
Yeah.
That is what is that?
That's actually Toyota because the Lexus version is the SC300.
SC300. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Right.
Our pick, me and Jordan's pick, is the Supra.
Supra.
Poopra.
Come on, you remember Jordan watching the first Fast and Furious movie?
Oh my god!
Don't get me wrong, I love the Supra.
You know, these cars are still very expensive, but especially the twin turbo ones.
Okay, here's the thing: stick a 2J in a different car that's lighter. Well, you have way more potential. Okay. The Supra's body is one of the heaviest bodies out there.
Okay, so what? But look at it. The car is beautiful. It's an orgasm to the eyes.
I like that there. It is definitely an orgasm to the eyes. Some of the MR2s, no.
Okay, it looks like a box, but it can probably fly if you put wings on it.
Into a wall. It looks like a fly too. I would probably want to swat it. and Nelly, I'm only hating on the MR2 because I can't fit it.
That's okay, Phil.
I literally cannot fit.
That's why they made the T-tops and the convertibles. It's okay.
I had a T-top. Phil still couldn't fit in it.
Yeah, I still couldn't fit in it. So our pick Supra. Nelly, you say MR2.
MR2.
We gotta. One of us has got to budge. We got to be on the same page.
Well, listen. With the Supra, you have the 2J. With the MR2, you can do a 3S GT swap. So stick a Lotus motor, which is the same thing.
Some people don't know how to do that stuff. So just from the factory, what do you think would be cooler to own, a Supra or a Mr. 2?
All right, a Supra.
Supra. There you go. They don't have any Mr. 2s in Fast and Furious.
They don't.
They should.
They would get run over.
I'd be afraid to step on a Mr. 2. And we're gonna go on to our company spotlight. 2011 Toyota Highlander SUV.
This one was actually hard to pick because Toyota has so many different brands.
They have a lot.
Not brands, but
SUVs.
SUVs.
I mean, different SUVs.
We had, what were some of the options? Nelly?
They have the RAV4, the Venta, the Highlander, the FJ Cruiser, the 4Runner, Sequoia, and Land Cruiser.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. So tell everybody a little bit about the Highlander, Nelly. What's going on spec-wise?
Spec-wise, the base model starts at $28,000.
Not bad.
And the limited version goes all the way up to $35,000, which is still not bad.
So Toyota's got that in the bag there, price-wise.
The base model for gas consumption gets up to 20 in the city and 25 highway, versus the limited version, which is 18 city and 24 highway. So there's not too much of a discrepancy between the models.
That's better than the hybrid version of the other car we just did.
The Touareg?
Touareg.
This one's all-wheel drive.
This one's all-wheel drive as well, and it's significantly cheaper.
And it has a third-row seat.
That is huge.
That is a big
And it
thing.
has good cargo space.
Definitely.
So, when we come back to compare these cars,
keep that in mind.
Keep it in
you
mind.
definitely will get the lowdown.
Now, let me ask you this question, Nelly. You had kids, and you're married.
She has.
Saying, would you buy this?
I have kids?
Is it
If we're not telling you have kids.
Yeah.
She has kids. Would you buy this one over some of the other ones
I know for sure I'd buy this over
the Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen.
Yeah, I would
even
over
the hybrid Volkswagen. I mean, there's a hybrid version of the Highlander.
Yeah. What kind of gas mileage does that get?
The hybrid version of the Highlander.
While she's looking that up, let me just tell you a little bit about the styling here. They changed the styling of the Highlander. It looks... Okay, Jordan, you see this picture right there?
Yes.
Does that count the front end? Just look at the front end. Does that remind you of the Taurus SHO?
It does. It does actually. We're all kind of going to that big beefy.
All these front ends look a lot more aggressive. And it still looks like the Dodge Durango
Citadel. What is up with this Citadel?
What's funny is that it looks solid like a rock.
It really does.
And that's like a rock. And that's something you would see from
Chevy.
Exactly, solid like a rock.
Yeah. I think they took the cues from the Tundra. The Tundra is a very beefy looking truck. And I think they kind of took that idea.
The front grille.
Yeah, they took
definitely.
the idea and molded it into the Highlander. Do you see those commercials? That little kid with a little poofy hair talking about it's cool to own a Highlander.
Oh yeah,
I love those commercials.
Yes,
I love those commercials. I wish I could have the little kid and make him.
And then if he was in a hybrid version, then he'd be even happier because the hybrid gets 28 in city, 28 highway.
What's the price?
Less than 40. It's 38,000 and change.
Now, when we talked about hybrids,
bang for your buck.
We pretty much dismissed them, but this one is actually
worth it.
The price wise, and you have the utility is great. Are these 4-wheel drive? Are these all-wheel drive?
I believe they are.
Jordan, do you know? Are these all-wheel drive?
They are.
They are.
See, they're all-wheel drive. So you have, even if you want to do a little bit of off-roading, you can. I'm not sure that many moms are going to be doing it with their kids in the car, but
they won't feel a thing.
They won't feel a thing, and they get 28 miles a gallon.
That's a good thing.
That's the best gas mileage that we've seen so far.
And this is why Toyota, even with all the destruction, is still just number 2.
Yeah.
They haven't fallen that much.
They had a very high perch to fall off of to only be number 2.
They'll come back. They'll come back.
Now, on that bombshell, we are actually going to end this show on Toyota.
That was just so little bit time on Toyota.
Oh, Nelly, we'll come back to them. Season 2.
Back to it. It's okay.
It's okay.
We
Anyway,
will be back.
What's next, Jordan? What's next? What's our next company?
Chevy.
Like a rock.
Like a rock.
There you go.
That will actually be our last company spotlight of season 1. So make sure you tune into that. After that, we're going to be kind of having our best of, and we'll be comparing all of the SUVs that we featured in our episodes. So with that said, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to check out our Facebook page. Make sure to check out our website. Make sure to check us out on iTunes.
throw us some ideas or any questions that y'all got.
We take donations.
We
PayPal.
do take possibly.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, this is Backseat Drivers. I'm your host, Phil.
I'm your other host, Jordan.
And I'm Nelly.
Bye-bye.